Welcome back to my living room build. Today I'm going to fit my custom painted swing arm to it. I'm going to start off by taking the old one off. I put this on temporarily so I could check that my intake pipe on the turbo didn't hit it or anything like that while I was painting the other swing arm. I did a bit of a cheat. I bought a new second-hand swing arm from a 2022 MT-07 because, as you can see here, my one from my 2017 is a bit rank, and it cost me too much money to fix it and then paint it. So eBay was my friend here. Alright, a couple of little jobs to do on the turbo before I fit the swing arm. I don't know where this footage was when I was doing the last video. I was going to stick it on that, but I couldn't find it, so I assumed I didn't record it, but turns out it's here. So I'm using my industrial strength tube warmer. You'd think a guy with so much hair would use a hairdryer a lot, but I literally just use this hairdryer for warming up the pipes and decals. So that pipe there is the wastegate pipe, which is just a safety override for the turbo. So because turbos will just continually make pressure, there's a good chance that your turbo makes more pressure than your system is configured for. So my system's configured for 7, and I think this turbo can pull up to 16. So basically, as soon as it hits over 7, it opens the wastegate and bleeds the extra off to atmosphere. So nothing like breaks. It's all mechanical as well. There's no electrical involvement in it at all. I don't specifically know what the torque would be for these. I just nip them up. When I pressure test it, I just check that no air's coming out. Okay, and then this is my intake filter. So it's just a K&N filter, and then the red sock that you can see over it is just a pre-filter. It stops it sucking in loads of water, although that doesn't work. Especially when you drive through a puddle that's the size of a lake, it definitely doesn't work. I know this for a fact, as that's why I'm sticking my bike back together. So, bit of stupidity there, but it's not the best place for an intake, but that's where it is, so, you know, live and learn. Don't drive through lakes.
It's not a little.
And then the only other little job I've got to do is do the bolts up on the relay arm. I think I lent my torque wrench to my mate at the time, but I got it back now. And it all needs doing now all the swing arms going on, so I'm just going to quickly do that. As usual, I'll put the torques on the screen just in case you're watching this for needing to know what the torques are. I try and put them on whenever I know what they are. Because I didn't split my chain, I need to put my chain on. Right. So the washer goes at the other end. Oh, I was a bit keen with the grease. Okay, so this bolt goes through whatever you'd call this. I got away with not having to replace the chain and sprockets on this. I probably got a few thousand miles left on them. They can be replaced at a later date, as it's not really a do or die thing, is it? And after spending all this money on all the bits I actually needed to replace, like, I can't really afford to do it anyway. So I'm just going to tie it up out the way. It's probably easier to do the swing arm first and then the chain, but I went with do the chain and then the swing arm. So we want to go through. Just rest it there. Get that in there ready. Make sure that bushing's pushed all the way in. Alright, so it should be in enough that this will pivot. Over there, just in case. Not scratch anything if I can help it. Right. So it was right about here that I discovered that my intake pipe from the turbo is right in the way of where you do the swing arm up, and I can't get my torque wrench in. So I'm going to nip it up. I'll put the torque on the screen anyway, and I'll have a think about how best to achieve that. I did it before, so I must have worked out some way of doing it. This isn't a problem that you get on a standard MT-07. It's literally because of my turbo intake, which Yamaha didn't intend you to put one on. So
I'm doing something silly here. Because that bolt needs doing up.
And luckily, because my back wheel ain't on, my bike's really low, so I can get to both sides of the frame at the same time with a bit of straddling. Oh, it's crushing my hand.
Okay.
I need to get the footrest bracket on as the swing arm pivot bolt goes through it.
And then, because there's only 2 bolts here, I'm going to so I've nipped one up. And then I'm going to Loctite this one, put it in, torque it, undo the other one, and torque that. I'm going to try and I'll put it in the actual bolt hole and not the head of the other bolt. I do remember Yamaha actually coat these bolts in Loctite. They're like really covered. I seem to remember the first time I got these off, I had to use an ooga to do it.
I actually think on this bolt I didn't clean all of the Loctite out properly, and I perhaps should have used a thread chaser to get the last bits out. Because it's not like I'm struggling to do up the bolt, but there's definitely more resistance than there should be. Yeah, I definitely should have cleaned it out better.
Okay, there's one.
Right, and there we have it. That's all done up and ready for all the rear sets to start going on this side. With the foot peg on the other side and doing up the actual swing arm bolt, I'm going to do this side and then move over to the next side and do all of that in one go. It just seems to make more logical sense to me to do it that way. But I'm happy with how that went. I didn't scratch the swing arm, so that's awesome. Got them other bolts sorted, done all those little turbo bits, so wicked. Ready for whatever comes next. Alright, cool. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in a bit.